Good evening, everybody. I'm Mark.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we are the Cruise World. This is our very first live show ever, so we're pretty excited about that. We can't cruise right now, so we're going to talk with friends and family and fellow cruisers and just try to have a good time and enjoy our Saturday night. I did enjoy my Saturday today. I got to take a nap, which I don't normally do. So that was nice, and I'm all refreshed and ready to talk some cruise. So we're simulcasting both on Facebook and YouTube. It's a little easier from what I've seen so far to see the chats that are coming through on YouTube. So if you can watch us on YouTube, it might be a little better. But either way, we will try to monitor and answer any chats you have. We've got what I like to think is a pretty good show lined up for you tonight. We are going to talk about the latest cruise news for a couple of minutes. And then we're going to talk about one of our cruises that we did last year. And then we are going to finish off with some trivia. So grab your papers and your pencils. And tonight, Steph and I are going to be your fun squad for some trivia. Because that's one of the things that we really enjoy doing when we're on the cruise ship is the trivia. So hopefully we'll have a good time doing that. But for right now, I wanted to just talk about a little bit of the cruise news that's been going on. The other day, the CDC did extend the no sail order at the final hour right before it was set to expire. And it now falls in line with the Cruise Line International Association's date of October 31st. So we kind of expected that. So we actually may see sailing from the U.S. As soon as November with a lot of enhanced safety protocols. But on Thursday, Carnival did announce that they had canceled all sailings through the end of the year, with the exception of the sailings from Port Canaveral and Miami. And there are a few ships that fit that bill. What are those, Steph?
They are the Breeze, Conquest, Elation, the Horizon, Liberty, and the Sunrise.
I did not hear you say the Panorama.
Sadly, I did not.
The Panorama has now eluded us twice, 2 times. But the third time is the charm, I think, right, Steph?
We have one booked for March of next year.
So hopefully we'll be able to get on that brand new Carnival cruise ship. There was also a meeting expected between cruise executives and the White House that was canceled, but that's not a big surprise with the president being tested positive for COVID. Other good news, the Bahamas no longer are requiring a 14-day quarantine once visitors arrive there, and those cruises that do go from Port Canaveral and Miami will be stopping there, though there are some new visa requirements and testing. So if you are booked on one of those cruises, you're going to want to make sure you check that out because it's all new stuff. All new stuff there. Now, there are a few ways that you can help us support the channel here at the Cruise World, and the easiest and the cheapest, because it's free, is by subscribing, and it helps us make the creative, fun, and entertaining videos that we enjoy making, and hopefully you enjoy watching. And also hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when we post the new videos and live streams like tonight. You can also do a super chat that ensures that your message will be seen. And lastly, you can show your love of cruising by grabbing some Cruise World swag. We do have quite a few items in the shop over there. The link is in the description. So there's mugs. We've got t-shirts. I'm sporting the Cruise World logo sweatshirt right now. All kinds of stuff you order straight from Teespring, and they ship it straight to you. So I don't get to handle your money, which is probably a good thing, I would think. All right. So the first thing we want to do tonight is check out and see who all is in the chat. We've got MGM Family Travel in here.
Hi to our first live super chat.
Hi to Lucy and Bill.
Travel.
Oh my gosh, we got a super chat. I was not expecting this, but I've got something for you, Lucy and Bill. Let me see. Super chat. Right, we want to thank you very much, Bill and Lucy from MGM Travel, our good friends, also YouTubers. We've got my son is in here. Thank you, Austin, for watching. We got him a shirt, and he thinks that's great. And we've also got Minnie Clure in here. who also loves his shirt. So we want to thank you guys for watching. And looks like we've got Lucy says hi to Pat Fogarty. So we've got Pat Fogarty in here as well. Want to thank you guys all for watching. Olivia's in here. She likes the sweatshirt. You can go to the Teespring and grab that. Coos Cruisers also in the house. We want to thank you guys. Appreciate y'all joining us here for our adventure in live streaming. Like I said, our first time out. So hopefully we'll get through this smoothly. So what I'd like to do right now is talk about a cruise we did last year. It was a great cruise. It was a Greek Isles cruise, round trip from Venice, Italy. And we had a great time on that. And Venice is a beautiful city. They say all roads lead to Venice, but clearly they stop there because there are no roads in Venice. It's all canals. You've got to walk around or take a boat. Here we are. They've got the Rialto Bridge there, famous iconic bridges. The Bridge of Sighs, which connects his Doge's palace to the old prison there. Just iconic things that you love to see. You've seen the gondolas riding in the canals. And then this next one here, we like to get a knick-knack or a little souvenir from everywhere we go, as I think a lot of people do. And this next picture is of a man. Well, I'm going to let you tell the story, Steph, because.
So Mark and I were walking past this shop, and there were all sorts of beautiful sculptures in the window. So we walked inside. This gentleman actually helped me pick out the one I want, and come to find out, he is the one who actually hand carved it. His family has owned the shop since 1925.
All right, so that is the winged lion. It is the symbol of Venice. So we add that back on our little atarget, I think is what you call them, where we keep all of our knickknacks. So we had like I said, we had a great time in Venice. This is a picture that Stephanie took. And what do you call this one?
I call this Rush Hour in Venice.
Rush Hour in Venice. This is what, man, those gondolas, they get jammed up in there. And we actually, while we were there, we flew in 2 days early. So we had some time to go out to Verona and spend a day in Verona. And we saw this on our way to Verona. And Stephanie, she said to me, she's like, hey, I didn't think that Carnival had any ships sailing out of here, because we like to sail Carnival, but this was on Royal because of the itinerary. And we had to look it up. It was hard to see. We took the picture and zoomed it in. And well, now I'm getting sad and upset again, because that was the panorama. It was still being built at the time last year. And man, we should have already sailed on her once. We were supposed to sail on her again, but we've already been over that. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse with that. So this is Verona. This is a shot from up on top of the hill looking over, what river is that?
The Adige.
The Adige River, which is the second longest river in all of Italy, I believe. And of course, Verona is home to the famous story of Romeo and Juliet, and that's the balcony that Romeo called to Juliet on. Also, the statue there of Juliet, and everybody likes to grab her breast for some reason and take pictures. And yes, I do have some pictures of that, but Steph didn't want us putting that one in here for some reason. For those of you with adventurous palates, Verona is known for their traditional horse and donkey specialties. Horse and donkey. I do not have an adventurous palate. So you know what I ate? I ate pizza. That's what I ate. I burgers, pizza. That's my jam right there. What is this, Steph? This is the old with the new there in Verona.
This is Porta Borsari. It was built in the 1st century AD, and it was the gate to the main entrance of the city.
All right, and then they also have an amphitheater, which is actually about 40 years older than the Colosseum in Rome, and it reminds me a lot of that. So that was also cool. So it looked like somebody 16 in the house home. Oh, I appreciate that, Lucy. She's saying we got 16 in the house and only 8 thumbs up. We can do better than that. If you're watching there tonight, it would be great if you would give us a thumbs up. It it helps us out with YouTube. So
Mini Cluer 05 wants to know what's the most adventurous food you've eaten.
what's the most adventurous food I've eaten? Well, that's a good question. I don't even know. I really haven't. My kids, they like to do adventurous foods on the carnival. Carnival's got this thing on the menu every night. It's it's Did You Ever? So they've tried alligator fritters and escargot and all of that stuff. But I really don't know. I really have not been adventurous. I think I may need to start getting a little more adventurous. But we'll see. I've lived a long time on burgers, pizza, and fries. So I'm going to be honest with you, Mini Cluer, it's probably not happening. So we got back to Venice from Verona, and we boarded the Royal Caribbean Rhapsody of the Seas, which is one of Royal Caribbean's smaller ships. We actually have not been on any of their larger ships yet. Just the Empress, which is their smallest in the fleet, and then the Rhapsody. But we had a great time. They're nice ships. Michele was our cruise director on that ship, and the first stop was Kotor, Montenegro. The Bay of Kotor is beautiful. I don't think that I've ever seen a more gorgeous sight coming into a port than riding into the Bay of Kotor. It was amazing. And from there, we hopped on a little boat and we went out to Our Lady of the Rocks Church, which is right out there, I want to say maybe 25-minute short boat ride from Kotor. And we didn't actually get to spend as much time as I would have liked there at Our Lady of the Rocks, because there was actually a couple getting married there, which is awesome. That would be amazing to get married there. Not that I'm looking to get married again, to anyone other than you, of course. But so we didn't get to stay there very long, but it was nice. And there was a pretty cool story of how that was built, isn't there?
Yeah. Two brothers were out fishing and they saw Virgin Mary statue floating in the water, and they thought that it would be sacred. So they ended up putting rocks out there, sinking boats. It's, a man-made island.
Yeah. Montenegro is it's a beautiful country, at least from what I've seen. I've been there at Kotor, which with the cruise ships visit, and then also in the capital Podgorica, which is a university town, and it's a nice country. It's come a long way from where it used to be. So this is back when we got into Kotor, and this beautiful cathedral is right in the heart of Kotor, and it's got a little bit of history there, right?
Yeah, so there's two dates on here. One is 1166, and that represents the year that it was consecrated, and the other is 2016, and that was the 850-year anniversary.
So we were there in May, and the high school kids were graduating, and they every year do a big parade, which just happened to be on the day that we were there. So the locals, it seemed like they're great people, but they weren't the happiest that day that we were there. I don't think, because we were kind of in their way a little bit. We were trying to get our shopping, but it was pretty cool to see them. They were dressed to the nines. There were some good looking kids out there, and they were happy to be graduating. That's for sure. So our next stop was Corfu, in Corfu, Greece. As many excursions do, if you've been on cruises, you know that a lot of times they take you to a little factory or a shop, and this one had limoncello and kumquats. So we tried a little bit of the alcohol there. Not big drinkers, but that was some good stuff.
The kumquat liqueur was delicious.
Yeah. And then we went on to the Achillean Palace. Can you tell us a little bit about that stuff?
Yes, it was built in 1890 by Empress Sissi of Austria, and she wanted a place worthy of Achilles, who despised all mortals and did not fear even the gods. So James Bond fans may recognize this as the casino in the movie For Your Eyes Only.
I like a good James Bond film. Not a super fan, but I don't think I've watched any of those that I haven't liked. And what's up with this guy's foot?
So this is a bronze statue of Mercury, and it's said to be good luck to rub the foot of the statue, but the constant rubbing has caused the patina to wear away.
And this is a fortress there in Corfu that's not far from the actual port, though our bus was we actually at our excursion, it wasn't an excursion booked through the actual cruise line. Let me know in the comments if you've ever booked a cruise or an excursion not through the cruise line. This was our first time, and it was much cheaper, obviously, but you don't have that guarantee that you're going to get back to the ship. And on our very first time out, we had that issue. There were 2 ships in port. The other ship, they didn't have to be back on board until a bit later than we did. And I think the tour operator had their ship in mind a little more than ours. And we weren't quite pure runners, but we were pure speed walkers or joggers. And this one wasn't too happy with me because I kept telling her things will be fine. Things will be fine. But I mean, as usual, I was right because we made it back on the ship. And she was only mad at me for probably a few more hours. Right? Yeah. So the next stop is one of the highlights, other than Venice. Obviously, this was the highlight of the cruise for me, and that was Athens. So what are we looking at here?
So this is the Propylae. It is the gateway to the Acropolis.
All right, and there we got the obligatory shot of us in front of the Parthenon up high up the Acropolis, which looks out over just Athens is huge. City was just, you could see it for miles, it seemed. And we had beautiful weather there. It was gorgeous. And what is this here? This is some sort of concert hall we saw, right?
So this is Odeon of Herod's Atticus. It's an open air theater built between 160 and 174 AD. The cool thing about this, it still hosts concerts, and Sting actually played here in 2018.
I would have to say it would be. I'm not a big concert guy. You know, you love concerts, so I do go to a lot of concerts. That is a venue that I would definitely go see a concert. That is for sure. So then we have just more ruins. I mean, it's kind of cool to see the ruins. Just right next to more modern buildings. And this is Hadrian's Arch, which is right over by a shopping and eating district. And then right adjacent to that is what is this? Temple of Apollo, right?
Zeus's temple.
Zeus's temple. I'm sorry, Zeus's temple. And there's not too many columns standing now. How many are still standing?
So only 16 remain, but it was originally constructed with 104.
Wow. So I mean, to me, it's amazing that many are standing after how long this has been there. If you guys have been on a Greek Isle tour, anybody in the comments, let us know. Again, it's kind of hard for us to watch the comments as we're going through this, but we appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, this is our first live stream, so we're moving through it and having a good time. We love talking cruise. So our next stop was in the Mykonos, and just again, beautiful scenery and water in the sky. And then we got the
Church of St. Nicholas.
Church of St. Nicholas. This is one of the most photographed churches in the Mykonos, right?
Yes.
And again, we unfortunately, I think this is the best photo I have of it, despite waiting by it for about 30 minutes for our tour guide on what was our second non-cruise sponsored excursion. But after that one went okay, and we took a little boat out to the island of Delos. There's some history there too, isn't there, Steph?
It is. It is the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis, and some of these ruins are from the 3rd millennium BC.
So that looks like a rug right there, but that's actually, intricate tile work that's just built in there and has stood the test of time in these columns. I mean, these people, I think, were living really well for the time period. And then this is one of the cool things there. These are like the lions that honor Apollo. Now, a little spoiler alert, these aren't the actual lions, but they do have a museum there on Delos Island, and you can see the actual lions in there. And our final stop was Argostoli, and what was the little town, the little fishing town, Fiscardo? Yes. So we just took a little tour, see the countryside, and this is Myrtos Beach, one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. And didn't they filmed a movie here, I think.
They did. Captain Corelli's Mandolin.
All right. I know that's a Nick Cage movie, but I don't think I've seen that movie, but I remember them saying that they had filmed the movie down there. And the drink in Argostoli is ouzo. What did you think of the ouzo, Steph?
It reminded me of Jaeger, and I just wasn't having it.
Well, maybe if you put it with a little ouzo and a Red Bull.
Maybe.
An ouzo bomb. No, I don't think so. So we had a great time there, though. Neat little fishing town. Had a little meal, a little ouzo. And what was this? This had some significance right here, too, right?
The statue of Nikos Kavadias. It's dedicated to all fishermen and those who risk their lives at sea.
All right. So, long story short, if you ever get a chance to cruise Europe or the Greek Isles, I would highly recommend it. The crazy thing is, obviously, airfare is an issue for a lot of people, and getting over to Europe can be expensive. But the cruises, from what I've seen, are really about the same price, or sometimes per day prices are even a little cheaper than a lot of the cruises in the Bahamas or the Caribbean. So the culture that you can see is just amazing. So I'm gonna hop over into the chat. Do you see anybody new in the chat? Looks like we got Matt Johnson says Italy pizza, right? Italy pizza rules. I agree, except for, and this is crazy because I think Naples is the birthplace of pizza, but I had a pizza in Naples that just I just didn't like it. So every other pizza I've had in Italy was the bomb. So Matt Johnson, thanks for joining us, and I agree with you there. But the Naples pizza, I'll have to throw a picture of it up sometime. It looked good. But sometimes looks can be deceiving. That's for sure. So as I said earlier, one of the things that Stephanie and I love to do on cruise ships is trivia. So we've put together a little trivia game for tonight. So I'm going to ask that you don't throw your answers in the comments right now. You can either write them on a piece of paper if you have one, or just remember what your answers are. Play along. I don't have any prizes because I'm just getting started here. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to throw some prizes, some Cruise World swag, a little swag bag together for the winner. But just like if you're on the Ocean Plaza, don't yell out the answers. We'll go back over them, and don't cheat. We all know there's some cheaters sometimes, but without further ado, it's time to play.
It's time to play trivia. Here's your hosts, Stephanie and Mark.
All right, what'd you think about that intro?
It was pretty good.
All right.
Makes me want to dance.
Stephanie thinks my character looks more like the Detroit Lions head coach than it does me. But hey, if I'm going to create a little emoji, bit emoji of me, I'm going to slim him down just a little bit. That's my prerogative. That's what I got to say. So question number 1.
Mount Goodwin Austin is better known as what?
Mount Goodwin Austin is better known as what? So Mount Goodwin has an alternate name that most people know it by. And if you know it, write that down on line number 1. Mount Goodwin Austin is better known as what? Now, the next question, I think with our demographic, most people are going to know the answer to this one. So this is like a freebie. What is the name of Ross's pet monkey on the show Friends? What is the name of Ross's pet monkey on the show Friends? All right. Write that one down for number 2. All right. We're going to go to question number 3.
Which planet is closest to the sun?
Which planet is closest to the sun? There's actually a little acronym or something that goes with this, right?
Yes.
I never learned that one, but
we can discuss it with the answers.
Yeah, we'll go over it. If you know the acronym, this one's easy for you. I know that Earth is the third rock from the sun because of the television show and the song, but that's about where my knowledge on that ends. So we're going to move on to question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is the name of the dog on the Cracker Jacks box? I haven't even seen Cracker Jacks in a store in years. Of course, I don't really do the shopping. Have you seen Cracker Jacks boxes in the stores?
I haven't paid attention. I see Fiddle Faddle sometimes.
And I think Crunch and Munch is something that I would eat. I don't know when the last time was I had any actual Cracker Jacks. But what is the name of the dog on the Cracker Jacks box? Sorry, I got off on a tangent there. Number 5.
All right. Who invented dynamite?
Who invented dynamite? Uh-oh. Melissa is feeling stupid. Don't worry. I only knew about half of these. Maybe a little more. Stephanie is really Olivia says yes, you can still buy Cracker Jacks. I'm gonna have to look at that. But I'm sorry, I digress. Who invented dynamite? That is question number 5. It takes some talent, I think. I watch a lot of our fellow live streamers that can navigate these comments while we're doing the show. And I think it's going to take some getting used to, but we'll do it. We will do it. All right. Next question is question number 6. That one's mine. What is the smallest ocean in the world? There's a few oceans out there. Which one is the smallest? We'll do a quick hello to See the World with Chris. He's in the house now. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Number 6, what is the smallest ocean in the world? Got that one written down. We will move on to question 7.
All right. What are the 7 colors of the rainbow?
What are the 7 colors of the rainbow? I know the acronym for that one. So there. Melissa, do you got this one? This is a good one. That's actually very funny, MGM, that you say JJ invented dynamite, because when we were going over these questions, just joking around, that's the first thing that popped into my head also was JJ Walker. But it's not JJ Walker, so if you put that down, you're going to be wrong. But
Papa Mozo is asking.
Papa Mozo, we are to avoid answering the chat. Yes, please, Papa Mozo, avoid answering in the chat. We're going to throw the answers in the chat and see who can get them out first once we go back over these. So thanks for asking. Question number 8, and I think the ladies might know this a little more than the men, but maybe not so much now in this day and age. What is the only rock that floats in water? What is the only rock that floats in water? According to my calculations, there are only one. So write that down on line number 8. All right, only rock that floats in water. Steph, this next one is yours.
Which 17th century artist has more than 60 self-portraits?
17th century artist did more than 60 self-portraits. And this is another funny one that brought up a little conversation when we were looking at this question, because when you think about it in today's terms, 60 self-portraits isn't much. My son, Austin, can take 60 selfies in about 2 minutes. So 60 self-portraits, I guess back then was a lot. That makes sense to me. Number 9, who did that? Question number 10, who was the first president to live in the White House? So the first president to actually live in the White House. Melissa says, this is why I go to comedy clubs, because I can never answer these right. Well, Melissa, maybe you'll learn a little something. It doesn't matter if you answer them right or not. We're all here for fun. When we're on some of these cruises, or even doing pub trivia back when they still actually did that before COVID, sometimes we'll go into that and we'll be thinking, yeah, we're going to rock this trivia. Yeah, not so much. 3 or 4 right out of 20, and we're a little bit humbled. But bring on the 80s trivia, because that's where I shine, and that is what we have for our next question. Question number 11.
What was the name of Don Johnson's character on Miami Vice?
Name of Don Johnson's character on Miami Vice. So I felt a little old the other day. My wife is a little younger than me. I know she doesn't look it, but she is a little younger than me. And I asked her if she ever actually even saw the TV show Miami Vice, and she didn't think that she had. So I did feel a little old. Question number 12. The amount of water vapor in the air is called what? I know if you live in Michigan, where we live, or in Florida, where I hope to live soon, I think you know the answer to that. The amount of water vapor in the air is called what? Steph, question 13.
The Chinese gooseberry is better known as what?
Chinese gooseberry. This is one that I definitely didn't know. So Melissa, don't be so sad if you don't know this one, because I did not know it either. Write that one down for question 13. Question number 14, and I think everybody will know this, at least I hope. What movie is the song Hakuna Matata from? Hakuna Matata, very famous song. What movie is it from? You knew that one, right?
I did.
Yeah, I know you saw that movie because that's more in your time frame, right?
I was a Disney kid.
Whoa, spoiler alert. Looks like she gave a hint right there. I think everybody probably knew that anyway. But moving on to question number 15.
What is glass made out of?
What is glass made out of? I think if you've ever heard this or known this, you'll remember this. This one amazes me to this day, but I've actually seen glass made. And if you don't know the answer to this one, be sure you stay tuned, because I think it'll blow your mind when you find out how glass is made, what it's made from. Question number 16 on tonight's Cruise World Trivia. What structure was 26 and a half miles long until 1989? So this structure was 26 and a half miles long until 1989. All right. That could be a tough one depending as well. But our next question is another one of my favorites. I always have to throw in a couple of 80s questions. So here is our next one.
Gloria Estefan first became famous with which musical group?
All right. What musical group did Gloria Estefan become famous with? Now you're a big music buff as well, so I know you knew that one, even though that was a bit before your time of really listening to music. So we're going to move on to question 18. This is another one that is in my wheelhouse because I am a bowler. If there are any other league bowlers in the chat, go ahead and shout it out. You'll know the answer to this one, no doubt. What are 3 strikes in a row in bowling commonly known as? 3 strikes in a row, there's a little nickname or moniker that is used to describe 3 strikes in a row, and that's what we're asking for here. So write that one down. That is number 18. Steph, take it away with number 19.
Havana is the capital of what country?
Havana. All right. What capital? What country is Havana the capital of? All right. So we're almost done here. I hope you've been chatting down. We've got one more question, and then we're going to go back over it. I'm just going to check the chat here real quick before we do that. Looks like See the World with Chris loved Miami Vice. You even had a white linen jacket. And I'm betting you didn't wear socks with your loafers when you wore that white linen jacket, right? You can't. I think that you have to, if you're gonna go all the way. Maybe you can pull that linen jacket out for Halloween, and you can rock it one more time. Jay, aka the Wrench Bowen, looks like you used to do it professionally. Oh well, you're better than me then, that's for sure. PBA member right there. Jay, aka the Wrench Bowen. Thanks for joining us tonight. So we're going to go to the final question. And if you've been paying attention, I thank you for joining us. You will know the answer to this one. And here it is. Question number 20. What day did the Cruise World conduct their first live stream show? So what day did we conduct our first live stream show here on the Cruise World? So that's it. That's the 20 questions. Now we're going to go back over them. This is where I would encourage you in the chat, if you know the answer or even think you know the answer. Sometimes it's more fun to hear people's wrong answers than it is for the right answers. So if you just threw a wild guess out there, go ahead and tell me what that is, because I got a lot of them wrong. So I'd enjoy laughing at you too, to be honest with you. So question number 1 was Mount Goodwin Austin is better known as what? Mount Goodwin Austin is better known as what? So go ahead and throw your answers in the chat for that. Let's see what people thought. What is the other name for Mount Goodwin Austin? Wow. Okay. Nobody knows, so we will tell them okay, so Lucy got it. All right. Lucy knew that it was K2. Mike thought maybe it was Mount Washington, but Lucy came out first with that one and knew that it was K2. I actually got this one right as well, Lucy. I just tried to think to myself when I first read this question, what is like a nickname for a mountain? Every other mountain, Mount Olympus or the Himalayas or Mount Everest, they've all got actual names. So Mount Austin actually is the real name for K2. So we'll move on to the next question, which was, what is the name of Ross's pet monkey on Friends? And I know that Bill says that she cheated. So I don't know about that, but we're going to give that one to her because she's the only one that put it up there. What is the name of Ross's pet monkey on Friends? I think several of you should know this. There we go. Lucy's our rock star tonight. She knows that one is Marcel. So we've got something interesting about Marcel as well. And go ahead.
So Katie was a white-headed capuchin, and it was played Marcel in Friends, and is the Los Angeles Angels mascot rally monkey.
If you knew that the Los Angeles or the Angels had a mascot rally monkey, then you know a lot of trivia. That's for sure. A mascot rally monkey. All right, question number 3. Which planet is closest to the sun? If you know what planet is closest to the sun without Googling it, please throw that answer into the chat. I'm going to admit I didn't know. But you know what the acronym is to help one of the acronyms. It looks like, I think there's many to do it. So what is the acronym?
So I learned that it was My Very Eager Mother Just Served Us Noodles.
All right. So Olivia knew that it was Mercury, and Mike knew that it was Mercury. Papa Mozo knew that it was Mercury. Lucy, See the World with Chris. Matt Johnson knew it was Mercury. So clearly I'm the idiot here. You knew it was Mercury, right? Clearly I'm the idiot, which we didn't need to do a live stream to figure that one out. But good job, guys. Good job.
All right.
Give yourselves a point for that one. Give yourselves 1 point for every one of these. 20 is going to be a perfect score. So we'll go to question number 4.
Question 4 was, what is the name of the dog on the Cracker Jack box?
What is the name of the dog on the Cracker Jack box? What I want you to do is next time we're at the store, Olivia had said that they still sell Cracker Jacks. So I want to see if we can find a box of that and just eat it. Who knows? I get the prize though.
Yeah.
I get the prize. So does anybody know what that is? Anybody know the name of the dog on the Cracker Jack box? Without Googling it. Mike is guessing Jack, but he does not have this one correct. We're going to go ahead and let everyone know. Matt Johnson asked Jack too. That makes perfect sense, right? Cracker Jacks, but it's actually Bingo. And the Cracker Jack mascot Sailor Jack and his dog Bingo were introduced as early as 1916, and they were registered as a trademark in 1919. So Olivia says they didn't hold up well. Well, Olivia, I think you're supposed to buy them, then eat them. So I don't know. And Papa Mozo says you can still get them at Wrigley Field. I mean, that's, it's in the song, right? Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. So, I mean, that's cool that you can, that would be the place to do with all the history that Wrigley Field has as well, to go and watch a ball game and eat some Cracker Jacks. And Chris, See the World with Chris says, what was his name-eo? I guess if I would have said it like that, maybe that would have been a little spoiler alert. All right, let's go on to question number 5. And that one is, who invented dynamite? Who invented dynamite? Without Google, I'm going to be very impressed if somebody can throw this one out. Oh, I got you. So Olivia's saying there are much better options for caramel popcorn. Well, you can send those in the chat, because I like me some caramel popcorn. I really don't have it that much, but I'm always game for trying a little snack. So MGM Travel's coming back with JJ. JJ invented dynamite. right? So we're talking about dynamite, the actual explosive material. And I don't see anybody saying it, so we're going to go ahead and throw it up there. And that's Alfred Nobel. He was a Swedish chemist, engineer, inventor, businessman, and philanthropist. He held 355 different patents, dynamite being the most famous. And the synthetic element nobelium was also named after him, as was the Nobel Peace Prize, I believe, which is kind of weird because they named the Nobel Peace Prize after the guy that invented dynamite. Makes no sense to me. All right. Number 6.
So what is the smallest ocean in the world?
What is the smallest ocean in the world? All right. Somebody, what are they talking? Poppycock. Is that like something like Cracker Jacks?
If I'm not mistaken, it is. I feel like they have a toffee flavor one, which is enjoyable.
Write poppycock down. I thought that was just like a British word that people, that's poppycock. But, if it's a snack, I'll try it. Mike is guessing the Indian Ocean. Lucy's also guessing the Indian Ocean. So, Bill, I don't think Lucy's using Google, or if she is, she's just using it sparingly. Matt Johnson also guessing Indian. But unfortunately, you guys are not getting the point for this one because the smallest ocean in the world
is the Arctic Ocean.
All right.
It's also the shallowest of the world's 5 major oceans.
And it's the coldest, but as you saw, there's a cruise ship there in that picture, and I would definitely like to take a cruise up in the Arctic once we can get back to cruising. Really, I guess I'd like to take a cruise everywhere. Cruising is our favorite way to travel, and we feel like it's the best way to see the world. Question number 7, what are the 7 colors of the rainbow? So I think everybody's going to know this. The acronym for this one is Roy G. Biv, right? 7 colors of the rainbow. Nobody wants to type that many things, right? All right, Matt Johnson said he was between the two on Indian and Arctic. Well, you chose the wrong one, Matt. Sorry. Good try, though. I think the Indian is the second smallest. Pretty sure it is. So the 7 colors of the rainbow, nobody wants to type it. I understand. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Roy G. Biv. If you know the 7 colors of the rainbow, go ahead and give yourself a point for number 7. All right, moving on to number 8.
What is the only rock that floats in water?
What is the only rock that floats in water? Well, I can tell you Lucy was the only one that wanted to type out all of the colors of the rainbow. So we want to thank Lucy for that. I'm sure most people got that one right, though. But what is the only rock that floats in water? And I had said that the women would know this more than men. And I think, Melissa says diamond. So that is not correct. At least I don't think so. I'll have my wife drop her ring in the bath later, and we'll see. MGM says lava. Papa Mozo says lava. I guess technically you guys are kind of right, but Mike Zone has the answer right. It's pumice stone, and pumice is created when superheated, highly pressurized rock is violently ejected from a volcano. So I don't know. Maybe pumice does come from the lava rocks, so I don't know. We might have to give those guys a point. If we were given prizes, I'd be a little more concerned about it, but I would say Papa Mozo and MGM, good guess. But Mike Zone, good job, because you were the only one at least that put it in chat, pumice. Maybe somebody else got it. But Melissa, diamonds. Everybody loves diamonds, but I don't think they float. I'll check that out later. I'll throw Stephanie's ring in the lake, and we'll see if we can retrieve it.
Only if you're going to replace it.
Question number 9: which 17th century artist took more than painted more than 60 self-portraits? Every time I read this question, all I can think of is my son taking selfies constantly on Snapchat during breakfast, lunch, dinner, homeschooling when he's here. Whether we're in the car, at least not when he's driving. He's driving now. I haven't seen him take a selfie when he's driving yet. So hopefully that will continue when he's not driving with us. All right. So Lucy's saying Leonardo da Vinci. Mike Zone is saying Van Gogh. Olivia guesses Van Gogh. Obviously, Van Gogh had some pretty famous self-portraits. And Papa Mozo says Da Vinci. But I haven't seen the correct answer in here. Van Gogh is from the Netherlands, as is our answer tonight, and it is Rembrandt.
So his self-portraits were created by the artist looking at himself in a mirror, and the paintings and drawings therefore reverse his actual features.
All right. So Rembrandt was the original selfie artist. All right. Not my son, Austin. All right. Question number 10 tonight. Who was the first president to live in the White House? Who was the first president to actually live in the actual White House? All right. Papa Mozo says the Chicago Art Institute is awesome. Are you from Chicago, Papa Mozo? You mentioned Wrigley Field and the Chicago Art Institute. So if you're not from there, you must like there. We're actually only about 4-hour drive from Chicago. So we have been there a few times, and more specific, Matt Johnson, more specific. We have been there a few times, and but we haven't been to that art institute. But we do love art, and that might be something we need to put on our list. You want to write down the Chicago Art Institute. We've got the Detroit Institute of Arts here, not too far from where we live. So we go there. I don't know what Olivia is saying. 5? Are you guessing the 5th president? Northern Institute of Chicago. So Lucy's guessing Lincoln. MGM Family Travel says Adams, and Matt Johnson says Adams. I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. It is John Adams, the 2nd president of the United States, not to be confused with his son, John Quincy Adams, who is the 6th president of the United States. And the latter, John Quincy Adams, is my go-to answer for every president question that we have, because I did a book report on him in grade school, and that is my answer. 5 hours. So Olivia's saying she's 5 hours from Chicago as well. So maybe you check out the institute. Papa Moses from the northern burbs of Chicago. I believe Wrigley's up in the northern part of Chicago too. I believe I've driven by there. I've never actually been to the field. Question number 11.
What was the name of Don Johnson's character name on Miami Vice?
Don Johnson's character name on Miami Vice. Throw this one in the chat. I know you people know this, and I'll put a couple of the answers up there, but we need to move this along. The answer to this one is, of course, James Sonny Crockett. Sonny Crockett. Any of those answers work.
He was originally portrayed by Don Johnson in the television series from 1984 to 1990, and later by Colin Farrell in the feature film in 2006.
All right. Matt's calling me out saying that is not his son. I was pretty sure he was. He's related for sure, right? I'm going to have to fact check that, Matt Johnson. But he says he also died on July 4th, the same day as Jefferson. Jefferson was the 3rd president. Papa Mozo knew that it was Crockett. Matt Johnson knew that it was Crockett. I think most people did, except for people like you who were just, still wearing diapers when Miami Vice was on the air. So let's move on to question number 12. All of us Michiganders should know the answer to this. What is the amount of water vapor in the air called? Or the amount of water vapor in the air is called what?
I know my hair knows what that is.
Yes. Ladies who do their hair are often derailed by the dreaded humidity. So if you knew it was humidity, go ahead and give yourself 1 point for that one. MGM Family Travel said dew point. Lucy, dew point. Papa Mozo knew it was humidity. Matt Johnson said, no, he was his son. I just was saying dad, not son. Okay. All right. I apologize. So I misunderstood what you were saying. And from what I think I was right. So Matt Johnson said humidity. I think he said humidity. I fat finger stuff all the time. So, not throwing shades away there. Everybody knew that was humidity. Not a surprise there. We'll move on to question number 13. Chinese gooseberry is better known as what? Like I said earlier, I didn't know what this was either. So cute little story about this with my daughter Chelsea. Our daughter Chelsea. What
We were going over these trivia questions beforehand, and she heard this one. And at our next family gathering, she was going around asking all the aunts and uncles if they knew what the Chinese gooseberry was better known as.
Yep. So we had a question in there earlier asking, what was the most adventurous thing I've ever eaten, and I said I don't stray far from, when I go to a restaurant, I try not to. A lot of times I don't try anything new because I don't want to be disappointed. I know what I like. I like steak. I like burgers, pizza, chicken. So I don't often try new things. And this is something that I don't think I've ever had either, though I would try this, even though it looks weird. Matt Johnson's guessing blackberry. No, Matt, not the blackberry. It's actually the kiwi. So kiwi fruit or Chinese gooseberries are the edible berry of several species of woody vines in the genus Actinidia. So I appreciate you guessing, Matt, but not on that one. But from the answers you're throwing up there, it looks like Matt Johnson might be in the running for winning tonight. For our next question, everybody, you probably go ahead and mark yourself a point, especially with Stephanie giving a hint on this one. It was easy anyway.
What movie is the song Hakuna Matata from?
All right. What movie is the song Hakuna Matata from? All right. Looks like MGM Family Travels had guessed the Chinese apple, and that was his next answer. But we already know that was the kiwi. Kiwi is a pretty popular fruit, though, I think. I mean, I don't know why I've never had it. Maybe just because it looks funny. I'm weird like that. All right. So Lucy says the Lion King. Matt Johnson says the Lion King. Everybody knows it's the Lion King. Hakuna Matata. And I thought about singing this for you all tonight. But I'm going to spare you that for now. But it means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. All right, that's it. Question number 15.
What is glass made out of?
What is glass made out of? You all love to cruise, and most people that love to cruise love the beach. They love the hot sun. So tell me what glass is made out of. What's the glass made out of? Anybody know? We're going to go ahead and throw it up there right now. Glass is actually made out of sand.
You can make glass by heating ordinary sand until it melts and turns into a liquid. That won't happen at your local beach because sand melts at the incredibly high temperature of 1700 degrees Celsius or 3090 degrees Fahrenheit.
And it looks like quite a few people knew that it was in fact sand. And if you've ever seen it made, it's pretty cool. It's something that you won't forget. It blows my mind that something like sand can be turned into the clear glass that we watch. My sermonette last Sunday was on fire. Not really sure what that means, Papa Mozo. You're welcome to elaborate on that in the chat. Again, thanks for watching. Number 16.
What structure was 26.5 miles long until 1989?
What structure was 26.5 miles long until 1989? Let's throw your guesses down there for this one. We actually went to the place where this structure was again on a cruise a couple of years ago. Maybe we'll talk about that one on a show sometime soon. So Papa Mozo guesses what is the Pontchartrain Bridge. But Olivia knew what it was, and Matt Johnson knew what it was because the answer is the Berlin Wall. Mr. Gorbachev tear down that wall, and that's what they did in 1989. So the Berlin Wall was a guarded concrete barrier that physically and ideologically divided Berlin from 61 to 89, and construction on the wall commenced by the German Democratic Republic in 1961. It cut off West Berlin from the surrounding East Germany, including East Berlin. So good job on that one. The Berlin Wall was 26.5 miles long. Question number 17.
Gloria Estefan first became famous with which musical group?
Which musical group did Gloria Estefan? Well, she became famous with it, and in doing so, I think made the group famous. There were several songs of hers back in the 80s that I used to shake my conga to. Did you shake your conga to it? No?
Maybe.
No? All right. So there you go, Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson's rocking the show tonight. Dan Monette. Welcome to the show, Dan. He also has the answer right. So it's the Miami Sound Machine. Miami Sound Machine. So they were an American band of Latin-influenced music that had featured the vocals of Cuban-born recording artist Gloria Estefan. The band was established in 1975 by Emilio Estefan Jr., and they were originally known as the Miami Latin Boys before becoming the Miami Sound Machine. And my guess is they no longer were called the Latin Boys because Gloria Estefan is clearly not a boy. No, I might have had a little thing for Gloria Estefan back in the 80s. Not going to lie. Papa Mozo also knew that it was the Miami Sound Machine. So we are getting near the end of our questions tonight as we come closer to question number 20 with question number 18.
So what are 3 strikes in a row in bowling commonly referred to as?
What are 3 strikes in a row in bowling commonly referred to as? We have a former professional bowler in the chat. I don't know if he's still here, but he would definitely know this, and I'm sure he's had a lot of these in his time. Oh, we got him getting fancy in there. Olivia actually posted a little picture of a turkey. Bill MGM says turkey, Lucy turkey. We might have some bowlers in the house. I as well am a bowler. And the answer obviously is turkey. 3 strikes bowled consecutively called the turkey, and longer strings of strikes are referred to by the number fixed with the word bagger, like a 4-bagger, 5-bagger. When Stephanie hits the other button here, you're going to see down in the little corner there, me bowling my last perfect game, which is the 300, 12 strikes in a row. You do not call that a 12-bagger, though. It's just called perfection. And that's really the only time you would ever use perfection and me in the same sentence would be with the 2 or 3 times that I've bowled a perfect game. Papanozo knew it was turkey as well as Matt Johnson. So good job on that one, gentlemen. Question number 19.
Havana is the capital of what country?
Havana, na. This one actually, burns my butt a little bit because as cruisers, we thought we were going to have an opportunity to go to Havana sometime soon. And just as fast as that opportunity made itself appear, it seems to have disappeared. And hopefully someday again, we will get to go. If you actually got to go, let us know in the chat. So Papa Mozo, back to the bowling, said he carried a 203 average until he quit at age 16. If you were carrying a 203 at age 16, why'd you quit, Papa Mozo? That's my question. So as everybody it seems to know, Lucy, Dan, Matt, Papa Mozo, they all knew that the answer to this is, of course, Cuba. And Havana is Cuba's capital city. Spanish colonial architecture in its 16th century old Havana core includes the Castillo de la Real Fuerza, a fort, and maritime museum. So I think everybody pretty much knew that was Cuba. Matt Johnson says, me too. I don't know what that's to. Did you used to carry a 203 as well?
Maybe he wanted to go to Cuba.
Oh, gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. Well, hopefully, Matt, they'll open that back up and we can all do a group cruise to Cuba, because I've seen some pictures and the cars and the city. Just they look amazing, and I'd really love to get there. I don't smoke cigars, but if I was ever going to try to smoke a cigar, it might be there in Havana. Matt says he was going, and then it was closed down. And Papa Moser, just to explain the earlier thing, he says music and ministry became his life back in when he turned 16. But I'll tell you what, if you were 16 years old with a 203 average, you were pretty good. And I think it's kind of like riding a bike. So you could probably pick up the rock and roll it down there pretty good even today. Last question, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 20.
What day did the Cruise World conduct their first live stream show?
What day did the Cruise World conduct their first live stream show? I hope everybody watching knows the answer to this. I really appreciate everybody in here. I appreciate the likes. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd really love if you did so. I'm trying to make some great content that's all centered around cruising. You know, we've got the ship tours, we've got vlogs, and I've started making the parody music videos. We're just having a great time, and now the live streams. So we appreciate everybody coming out. Olivia says, this was fun. Well done. I really appreciate it. Lucy MGM say October 3rd, 2020. Chelsea Jordan's in the house. Hello, Chelsea. October 3rd, 2020. Matt says October 3rd, 2020. Of course, the answer to this one is today, Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. We can't cruise now, unfortunately, because I think if you're all here, you're either friends or you love cruising. So we want to thank you all for coming out today and spending a little bit of time with us, kind of break up the monotony of everything that's going on in the world. And I hope that we can do this again soon. I thank you all for engaging with us in the chat. If you have any suggestions or comments, or you just want to reach out or ideas for videos or live streams, you can send me an email to thecruiseworld@gmail.com or hit me up on any of the social medias that you see on the YouTube page. But again, thanks for the super chat to Bill and Lucy. That was unexpected and so terribly appreciated. Do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off here, Steph?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and helping us ease into our first live show.
I think it went pretty well for the first show. And again, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, stay safe, and hopefully we can all meet on a cruise ship soon.